A missional community? What is that? Where do I start? Who do I reach out to? What does God want me to do? This is exactly what goes through my mind when it comes to missional communities. Hi, I'm Lorelie Knutson, and I'm married to Neil, and we have 3 kids, Will, Haley, and Sam. And I'm an elder at FCC. Are you overwhelmed yet? I know that I am. I look at my life and wonder, how am I missional? I think to myself, Timmy, he's really missional. He's working at the food bank, and then he started a Bible study with his neighbors. That guy is really missional. What am I doing? I'm not sure I can add working at the food bank into my schedule. I don't really know anyone who will join a Bible study with me. How can I be missional if I don't do those things? If this is you, I can relate with you. It is hard to understand the concept of missional when you spend all of your time comparing yourself to those around you. I want to challenge you to look for things that God is calling you to. But what does that even mean? Let me give you an example from my life. But first, let me share with you a prayer that started it all. When my kids were little, I prayed that the Lord would give me more positive time with my kids. In the craziness of sleep training, potty training, and entertaining young children, I felt like I was always getting after my kids. I wanted to have more time with them that was joyful and happy. The Lord answered my prayer, but not how I thought he would. When Will was getting ready to enter kindergarten, Neil and I were contemplating what we were going to do. Our first thought was to put Will into a private Christian school. This seemed like a great idea, until I found myself wide awake in the middle of the night, worrying about how we were going to pay for private school. And not just for one child, but eventually 3 children. I could either pay my mortgage or educate my children. This was sign number 1 from the Lord that he had other plans for us. Okay, public school. That will work. I can help him if he struggles, but that will work. I can volunteer in his classroom and support his teacher. Yes, perfect. Don't worry, Lord. I got this. We sign Will up for kindergarten at the local public school, and he loves it for the first week. The second week of school, Will began to cry every day when I dropped him off, which also meant I began to cry every day when I dropped him off. This was so unlike Will. He never cried like this before. Sign number 2. I talked to his teacher and asked if everything was okay during class time, and she said he was fine and didn't notice any crying, but he seemed to struggle with focusing and doing the work. So I began to work with him, and he began to do better. The following week, she told me that if I worked with him while doing his schoolwork before class, he did great. So she sent home all of the schoolwork for the next week home with him. Sign number 3. The Lord was calling me to homeschool Will, but I didn't want to listen. I wanted to do things my own way. The Lord patiently waited. He continued to speak to me through all of these signs until I was finally listening. I had prayed for more positive time with my kids, and the Lord gave me all of my time with my kids. So be careful what you pray for. Why am I telling you this? I'm sharing this because the Lord will guide you to your mission field. He will nudge you along the path that he has in store for you. Be prayerful as you go through your day. What messages seem to come up over and over? Is the Lord trying to get your attention? Is there something that you love doing that you would love to do with other people? Who can you ask to join you? From the beginning of our homeschool journey, I had people around me encouraging me. Neil is my biggest supporter and would come alongside me, picking me up when I felt like I was failing everyone. This journey has been difficult. There were many times that I wanted to quit, but there have been so many rewards. We are now part of a homeschool community where we can partner with other families to educate our children. Right now, my mission field is educating my children and giving them a community in which they can learn, grow, and thrive. My missional community is my homeschool community, as we work together to educate our children, encourage each other, and make disciples of Jesus. I never dreamed that I would be a homeschooling parent, but with the Lord guiding me, we were doing it. And we are doing it. Every day, we just take it one step at a time, little by little. We learn and grow together. And this is how you build a missional community. One step at a time, little by little, with the Lord guiding you every step of the way. So look for what he's trying to tell you and follow his guidance.